We back at it.
Yo, what's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever y'all are catching this. Of course, as we always like to say, welcome to MMAHOLICS. As we always like to do, is break down the UFC on this podcast. Thank y'all so much for joining us. I'm your boy Antoine. This is my main man Nikki. We missed the last week, unfortunately, just off some like work scheduling and stuff like that. I had to pick up some night shifts, so we weren't even able to really get a time where we could record at night, unfortunately. But shout out to Derek Lewis. He did get it done.
Hell yeah.
Knocking out Taliesin Teixeira. Some people were kind of skeptical on the stoppage. I thought it was a good one, me personally. He was like Taliesin was climbing up the cage and shit like that. I think it's hard to come back from a Derek Lewis shot of that magnitude, and I think the moment that left hook landed, he wasn't gonna recover. But yeah, man, how you been? I know we missed a week, unfortunately, just off being busy. But how'd you feel about that last card, and how's your week been leading into this night?
It's good. I was on the game last weekend when the fights were on, and I remember watching a little bit of the Wonder Boy fight. We stopped playing so I could watch that. I thought that fight was super close. I was rooting for Wonder Boy, so I thought he would have won that at the end, but I wasn't too mad at the decision. And then, dude, his shin, oof, that was a nasty
Yeah,
one.
that shit was crazy.
That was nasty. I mean, I was saying, like, if that's anyone other than Wonder Boy with some unconditioned shins, that might just snap in half. But yeah, and then that Derek Lewis, I'm happy with that stoppage. I think if you're gonna cheat your way to your feet, I mean, the fight should end. There's no point deduction because then you recover and you stand, and it's not like you could put Derek Lewis on the cage with him. So I think that was an excellent stoppage in my opinion. I think you do that 10 times out of 10.
Nah, I agree. Want to even shout out to Dana Blanco, first visitor of the night. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Always see you in James's chat and Adam and Marcel's chats. Always a nice guy. I always love talking about fights with you, Dana. Thank you so much for joining us, man. That profile picture always makes me laugh. Every time I see it, was definitely and yeah, man, like yo, we were just saying that, like, that shit was pretty absurd to see. Kind of felt bad for Jason Herzog. I feel like he was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. Like, if he let him recover and he went on to finish Derek, that would have been crazy because he climbed up the cage. Even if he took a point, all of that, I think the only reason he recovered was because he climbed up the cage. I think if he didn't do that, Derek was going to just be all over his ass. Derek was in great shape for that fight. I don't think he was gonna gas out or anything like that. I think he was, and I do think like just the punch would have mounted up, and I do think he would have went purely unconscious at that point. And yeah, man, most definitely. Hey, yo, you made that yourself. You're a pretty creative guy. I'm not gonna lie. You might have a career in graphic design or something. You know, you never know. But yeah, man, I thought the Nashville card was pretty good. I thought it was solid overall. Wonder Boy did lose, unfortunately. He's 42 years old. Will about to be turns 42 next month, and at the welterweight division, like, I know it's getting harder for that weight cut, especially at 42. Like, you know, he's gonna have to have his speed at the smaller weight classes. That being 170. I wonder if he could survive at middleweight. I think because I think, you know, I think he'll just really get wrestled if he were to try to go up to middleweight, and like, I don't think any power is gonna translate up to 185, and he's not gonna be going to decision and shit with dudes up there and stuff like that. We saw him get knocked out by Joaquin Buckley, so he'll only fight guys that hit harder up there and who are more athletic and faster. So I don't really know what Wonder Boy should really do going on from here. He doesn't want to retire. You can tell he doesn't want to retire. He's 17-9. There's still a lot of money to be made, but I really don't know what decision he's gonna make at this point. Me personally, I wouldn't like to see him retire. I don't want him to lose to dudes who, like, he would have destroyed at 33, 32 years old. You know, he would have like fuck these dudes up, you know. So I really hope he calls it a career pretty soon. I get it. It's not easy to make the same kind of money in the real world, but he's worked the desk at the UFC before. I think they'll let him do it again. He has a lot of experience, especially in the striking. He's a fan favorite, so fans would like to see him on there. So he definitely has a future in TV, most definitely. So where do you think Wonder Boy goes from here? Just wanted to react to the main and co-main events, and we had two legends with Derek Lewis and Wonder Boy. So Where do you think Wonder Boy goes from here at 42? Like, does he retire? Does he move up? Does he go down? Where do you think Wonder Boy goes?
Well, he could definitely live off the UFC career and coaching. I know he coaches the kids karate. He could go all over the world and coach if he wants to. If he retires, he'd have no obligations. But I do think there's some fights I would like to see still from him. Like, MVP is fighting Cannonier next, and win or lose, middleweight isn't his division. He said he wants to be a 170 fighter. So I mean, I don't think MVP is ranked at welterweight. If he is, he is. I don't really know. But I would love to see that fight. We were supposed to see that fight about 3 years ago, and we never got it. There's that. At 185, if he was to move up, I don't think he'd have the craziest frame, but there are a few cool fights. I mean, hypothetically, there would be some cool. There's some good kickboxers. I know Izzy's really highly ranked, but I mean, Izzy versus Wonderboy would be pretty spectacular. Just Wonderboy doesn't have anything pushing him, so it's kind of hard. You can't just go up there and get some crazy ranked fight. Yeah, but it sucks because I mean he looks pretty good in his fights. I mean they're throwing him at wrestlers because they want him to retire so bad.
Yeah.
I mean a Bonfim brother, dude. Like, come on, he couldn't make it any more obvious. And then Buckley, I mean, holy shit. So I mean, whatever they do, I'll be happy with because I mean I'd love to see him get one more, but I'd also, for his sake, love to see him retire. As for Derek Lewis, he says, "What do you think after this fight? Derek Lewis is next in line for the title." Dude, I wouldn't be mad at it. I really wouldn't. I mean, he's entertaining. That's the biggest thing. People don't want to see Cyril Gane get another title shot. Volkov has a fight booked with Jailton Almeida at this point. So who else really is there at heavyweight? I wouldn't be mad. I really wouldn't. I know me and you've been talking about it for a while with Alex at heavyweight, Alex Pereira. So there's always that factor. And I think we'll talk about that later because I definitely want to touch on that and get into the card. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Derek Lewis next in line for a title shot.
Like, for me personally, just wanted to pull up the rankings right quick, actually, if that's cool. Even just going through.
Hold on.
Like, I know.
I'm just going to stop sharing real quick.
No, you're fine. You're good. Sorry for springing that on you. I just kind of wanted to just take a look and show the audience at the same time. Yeah, man. So, like, even looking at the rankings right now, like, Cyril Gane is the number one contender. I do think that title fight is inevitable. I do think they're gonna make it. They're going to Paris in September, but obviously that's too big for a fight night. So even looking at the rankings, like, it's kind of crazy. Taito Ivasa, he's like ranked number 10. Like, he's on a 5-5.
However the hell he's ranked, Jesus.
Like, for real, not even talking shit on Taito Ivasa, the former number 3 ranked heavyweight. He's only fallen 7 rankings, so but it's just because he's on a 5-5 losing streak, so I can't tell you how he's sitting there. But of course, focusing on Derek. Yeah, man, like, yeah, Sergey Spivak in front of him, Marcin Tybura. I think Waldo or Cortez Acosta is probably like the next logical step up for Derek. I think they're gonna make that. That's another main event easily. It could also be in an arena, most definitely, certainly be in an arena, and then it even because I think because Curtis Blades is kind of in a weird spot because he has a win over Jailton Almeida, but Jailton Almeida might leapfrog him and get the title shot after Cyril Gane. I think that, but Alexander. Okay, wait. Yeah, so Volkov and Almeida. I think that's official now.
That's official, yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's official now. So they're fighting. I
don't know if they're fighting in Shanghai or I forget where it was, but they have a fight.
I think it might be in Abu Dhabi at 321 or something like that. Like, I know. So 2 is fighting number 5. Number 4 just fought. I think that
Pavlovich has a fight too, doesn't he? Didn't he just come back out? He just returned.
Who
is it? Pavlovich just got announced that he was back. I saw a Twitter post like weeks ago. Oh, like, I don't want to say a wild guess, but is it Spivak or no?
Because I'm trying to, I want to check his topology and see, like,
it's not official, but I saw some rumored stuff, and the rumored stuff has been pretty right recently. Pavlovich.
And like, I'm just thinking, like, yeah, man, I think that Sergey Pavlovich, like, if he doesn't have a fight scheduled, I think that'd be a great
Oh,
fight.
he's fighting Waldo Costas.
Okay, bet. So he's fighting
Yeah,
Waldo.
that's
Okay,
at the
so
UFC Shanghai.
got you. So number 3 is fighting number 6. I think it might have to be Tybura, man. Like
Tybura is skilled. I
it
think
might
he's
have to be
skilled.
9 versus 7. I think Derek knocks him the fuck out. To be quite honest with you, I think he could sleep him. To be real, like if he doesn't get a takedown, if he doesn't really like get like the body lock on him and shit, and even then Derek's strong as hell. Like and he's taking his career more serious now more than ever. I really do think he could sleep him 100%. He could sleep him. If he lands one time, I think he sleeps him 100%.
What was Blade's last fight?
Curtis, it was Rizvan Kuniev.
So why don't we get Derek Lewis and Blades again?
It could happen. It could.
That uppercut last time from hell. I mean, shit, I know he wants it back.
I'm pretty sure Curtis does want that one back. I do think they could make that fight. I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, I think ideally that's the best one because it gets Derek back in the top 5. And if Curtis, he barely beat Rizvan Kuniev, man. So if UFC aren't really pleased with him right now, they would certainly rather have Derek Lewis in the top 5 over Curtis Blades. I mean, Curtis Blades is a great person. He's a nice individual. He's a phenomenal fighter. But in terms of marketability, I 100% think they'd rather have Derek Lewis in the top 5. You know, either way, he's either in a main event or a pay-per-view. He can be the 12th ranked heavyweight, and he'll still be the main event. I'm pretty sure he was, yeah, when he fought the Rodrigo Nascimento dude. Yeah, when he knocked him out, he was like the number 12th ranked dude, and he was still the main event in an arena. So they love Derek Lewis. He's never going anywhere. I'm about to give the controls back to you, Nick. You just wanted to take a look at the rankings right quick. But yeah, man, it's like for me personally, boxing style. They're going boxing style. They will give Jones and Aspinall tune-up fights before the 4th of July card. Lewis will be fed to one of them. Now, like for me, I don't think
that's the 4th of July fight, dude.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, so
let's get it out the way right now, man. Because
I was gonna say, yeah. Anyway. I do think it's like, yo, even with thank you for bringing this up, Luis, most definitely, and we'll get to your comment in just a minute, Ryan. I think for the White House shit, that fight, Jones versus Aspinall, literally is Taylor fucking made because you know, like the 4th of July shit, it's the Declaration of Independence from Great Britain. You feel me? I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Like Tom's from London and shit like that. But it's just so like an American versus an Englishman on the 4th of July.
I don't think that's the fight, bro. Listen, hear me out.
Like, bro,
tonight or Saturday we have the BMF fight on the line, right? Dustin wins, the belt goes into vacancy, right? Who else would get a BMF? Where are we gonna put the BMF? I text you. We gotta talk about where does the BMF go if Dustin wins. Obviously, it's not going to stay in the same weight class. They're going to try and float it up or down to see something else. It's going up.
Up. I agree.
Who's the biggest fighter without a belt right now?
The biggest fighter with no belt?
Pereira. It's one answer. There's one dude. It's Alex Pereira. Yes, easily. Get Alex the belt. 4th of July card. Baddest motherfucker in the world. Alex versus John Jones at heavyweight.
Heavyweight,
bro. John doesn't want to fight Tom, bro. Like, you gotta face it. I mean, bro, they offered him money and he retired. Like, I'm not gonna sit here. It's like saying Conor versus Chandler is gonna happen, bro. It's talk at this point.
I do think
John Jones is signing that check and he's in fight camp if they say Alex Pereira, bro. That would be an insane fight for the BMF.
I just think like with the 4th of July theme, an American versus an Englishman in a title fight, one of them's the greatest of all time. Like it's just so perfect. It's so perfect. It'd be the only reason. It'd be the only reason like they could have Tom on American soil.
I just have no faith in that happening. I really don't.
It would just be so like the 4th of July is literally about them having independence from Great Britain, like English colonies and stuff like that.
If John wants to fight him, he wouldn't have done it as a challenger. He would have done it as a champion, though. That's my only thing. I can't see it happening.
Like me personally, like, because Tom's the champion now. He's the champion now. And whatever he says goes. So, and I think Dana, like, bro, to make that, they're gonna make so much money back. I think they pay John whatever the fuck he wants to take that motherfucking fight. And also that too, it being a historic card, that just greased up John even more. Like, he's most definitely, it's appealing now. That's gonna get him out of bed in the morning. That's the shit he's looking for. That's what's gonna get him to take that fight that motherfucker 100%. I do think that with a fight of that magnitude, he loves the spotlight. Because man, he's already broken every record. He needs something that really, really, really lights his fire, man. And being in that main event, he loves Donald Trump. Like, it would put him in such a good spotlight with like the mainstream media, not the hardcore, who are going to hold him accountable for things he does outside of the cage. The upper echelon of America, the celebrities and shit. That would make him so famous. It would just the stars have aligned for him to take that fight. The storyline sells itself with this being an English champion fighting him on the 4th of July as an American at the White House, and you go take the belt back. Like, it's just so. And for Tom, bro, it's so perfect to go in there and shut the motherfuckers. Like, bro, you knock this man out at the White House. It's just, you become a legend in London. Like, you become a legend in all of Europe if he did that. If he knocked out an American on the 4th of July at the White House in front of the president. It's just too perfect. Like, and that's why like, he's gonna do that shit. I think John takes that fight, man. He likes historic stuff, and I do think that's gonna get him out of bed at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to train for that monster, bro. And like, it's just like, that's what he wants. The bag, as long as it's a few million for sure, but the fight's gonna take care of the rest. He wants something unprecedented, and the fact that Dana did that interview with Barstool and Dana said they're really gonna go for it. Oh, this shit's about to get fucking real. In the next, like, not even almost in the next few years, in the next few months, this shit's about to get fucking. When they announce the date for it, like the UFC number, whatever, that shit's going to be a spectacle. You're gonna have motherfuckers watching UFC who've never even watched it before because they gotta see how this plays out.
All the Republican dads are gonna be acting like they were UFC fans forever, man. Oh my god, that's for sure.
It's like, yo, like, because the Sphere was so crazy. So many.
Listen, like, outside. You seen the Times Square event in boxing? That looked really good.
That was crazy.
The Ryan Garcia and the Devin Haney fights. So those looked really good outside.
Like, for real. And that's the thing. Like, because Dana doesn't let anyone announce shit outside of himself. The fact he let Trump do it at a rally, Dana wasn't even there. And I mean, it's just like, man, like, it's like literally, it's what Luis said in the chat. It's just like, they cannot. This is what Dana has needed. This is what he's been waiting for. This is gonna give him the spotlight, the spectacle. This shit can live forever. If it's a good card, a historic card, this isn't like some fan stuff. Like, if he does it right, the UFC will go to a certain level and it will never, ever, ever come back down. They will gain so many fans in one night who will be seated for the next pay-per-view. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
But it's Dana's job to make sure that shit has to be at the bare minimum UFC 300. At the bare minimum. I mean, like, I better, dude. You need the names value. You can't bullshit it and try and throw Bo Nickel as the co-main event. Like, Bo Nickel should be at the bottom of like open the night with Bo Nickel. You know what I mean? Obviously, Colby Covington. I've tweeted this. I said that Colby's going to be there. Sean Strickland, if he's back from his suspension,
right? And that's the thing. Like, the fighters,
the bare minimum. I need to see stacked resumes on that card, dude. Like, I need to see Sean O'Malley versus Corey Sandhagen on there. Like, that's like the main card opener. Like, it needs to be stacked.
Like seriously, and like Robbie from Barstool asked him, man, are you gonna do a couple fights? Or you want to do a full card? And he said it would be a full card, man. And like, yo, I was gonna say, you, dude, like because they haven't done 3 title fights in so long, they would have to. They don't have a choice. Like, I'm really thinking, like 2026, like, bro, like. Because it's just like it has to be an American in the main. They might try to have Elia in the co-main or something like that's how like
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna have a European.
Well,
I
it
do
depends.
think,
You know, we do have Corey fighting Marab, and I know everyone's probably right away thinking Marab's gonna win. But I mean, Corey could be a champion by 2026. You got Tom would obviously be the main event. That's good. Light heavyweight Magomed's not going nowhere. Middleweight Dricus pretty entertaining.
yeah, I mean I think so. I mean he might lose his belt in like what?
I'll throw Hamzat at the White House. Why not? That'll piss a few people off.
He's some shit.
That might get some dudes angry.
Nah, I agree.
Oh yeah, Kayla Harrison. That would be the third. That would be where Wei Lee fought that third fight.
Yeah.
Yep. Or no, that was that the co-main or was that the featured bout of 300?
That was the co-main. Like for when she fought Juliana.
That was, right? Yeah, that was above the co-main.
That was 316. That was when Sean fought Marab.
Kayla would definitely be representing the title there.
Yeah. Hell yeah! And
her versus Pena. That's the perfect time to fight.
Like
or
for
Pena.
real.
Fucking
Amanda.
Sorry, yeah.
No, you're good. I'm just really thinking like, man, like, because it's in so many ways it could possibly go, given like the fighters to
Pantoja versus Van on there. Oh my god, that would be such a good fight too.
Because Islam, I do think Islam. I have no inclination of this, no news whatsoever, but I do think that Islam is fighting Jack Della Maddalena in New York in November. I do think that's going to happen.
I've heard that too, yeah.
I think 100% they're going to sit him out. That's a massive fight. They want to have Islam step up and weight on that card. Ilya's going to be front row asking for the winner of that fight. Most definitely.
Welterweight would be insane for Ilya. Listen, not many people want to fight at New York, so props for Islam. Islam cares more about where he fights than a fucking paycheck. Not everyone's like, oh, I don't want to go to New York. The pay cut. That dude Islam's been begging for New York for years. And when he heard Jersey, he was like, yeah, give me Jersey. I want Jersey. But he wants MSG bad. He's been begging for MSG. So that's like guaranteed to happen. I can't see any other champion who's begging to fight New York more. And JDM, I mean, I don't think he's calling the shot right now. So,
yeah, I mean, it's because it's fucked up. And like, yo, we're about to break down the card, y'all, but like, it's fucked up because Jack's a good fucking fighter, man. He's not like a substandard. He's not like some dude like. It's because he got all these dudes right now who are like living legends right now with Poirier and Islam. These dudes are all in the fray, and Jack's just right here, and like.
He got the belt though. You can't take that away from him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's a good fighter. He's just not like in the way. Like he's a good fighter himself. So I think he's gonna have a really interesting part to play in this whole shit. I think that when he fights Islam, it's gonna be such a compelling fight because people are gonna think I'll tell you now. I think JDM is better on the fucking feet. Like in terms of like. I mean, yeah, Islam has head kicks and shit, but I think in the boxing, like if Dustin's giving him problems like that, I think Jack's gonna give him issues 1,000% on the feet. And like with Jack, he's on an 18 fucking fight win streak. He hasn't lost in the UFC. You feel me? So he's been straight through to the top, man. And like people can be like, oh, he was ranked number 5 when he fought. He straight up ripped the belt off the champion. So it's like. I can't really tell you how this is gonna go. Do think
as an Islam fan, I know I shouldn't speak on it, but I mean, there's like you see little flaws in JDM's game with the grappling. He looked really good against Bilal, but Bilal wasn't chaining. You gotta look at that Gilbert fight, dude, and that was a very close fight. And the judges were about to hand Gilbert that fucking win if he didn't knock him out.
Because for me, I think even watching the countdown from UFC 315. Watching him grimace in that fight, you're seeing Jack showcase emotion he had never showed before. Like, that really showed us, like, he was really in a lot of pain with his arm. With his arm, he broke it like in the first round. And you're having to, you can even see after he lands the knee, he doesn't lift up the left arm at all in the celebration. You feel me? And like breaking your arm in the first round and then doing all of that, it's just, people have no idea how you, like, to do that shit for a living. You have to be another level of a motherfucker. Like, you really have to, like, be so mentally different than, like, 95% of people around you, especially when you become a champion. Like, you're on a landscape killing other men, like, for money to feed your family, and you're bringing home the bag. Like, like, that's so hard to do, yo. And that's like MMA fighters get a lot of respect. You even see these dudes like Jake Paul. They can't deny the allure of MMA because, these dudes just do something really cool for a living, even though they go through so much to get to the cage, like staph infections and like all that shit. I mean, like, it's just so much, man, injuries and like, for real, man. But yeah, y'all, we definitely had to discuss that off the top. I think it's gonna be John and Tom, man. I think it's perfect. It's the perfect storyline, having an American challenger fight an English champion on the 4th of July. It's just way too perfect. It's just way too perfect, in my opinion. So, and Dana's gonna pay John whatever he wants. And for John, the fight sells itself. It's a massive opportunity for him, and he wants to make history right now, and he's gonna try to, most definitely. But thank y'all boys for being in the chat thus far. Before we break down the pay-per-view, Luis, The Last Ran, the MMA AK, all these boys in here. Thank you so much. Most definitely. Want to give a shout out to Ryan. He said can't stick around this time, but saying what's up from the Discord and love the show. Enjoy the card, fellas. Thank you so much, Ryan. I always appreciate you, brah. Have a great evening and enjoy the fights as well, man. Most definitely. But yeah, Nikki, I'm ready to get to Tapology when you are. Go ahead and get ready for this Saturday's movie, as I like to call it. I'm always calling the pay-per-views movies and stuff like that. Based on the posters, every poster theme is different. All the pay-per-views have storylines, all the good ones at least. Most pay-per-views do have storylines. The top 5 fights, like the pay-per-view themselves. If it's a good pay-per-view, the prelims got storylines. But really, for most part, only like the pay-per-views have storylines, and those fights, will shift the divisions and affect future fights and stuff like that. But for this, it's really just a bunch of banger matchups. That's really what BMF cards really are. Just a bunch of fun fights until they have a fun fight at the end of the night. And we're still UFC fans, so we're gonna, still pull up. And for this storyline, they're basing the entire card around the retirement of Dustin Poirier. It sucks, man. It's really his last one. That whole golden era of that top 5 when Khabib was the champion, and Tony Ferguson was the number 1 contender. Dustin Poirier was ranked number 2. Justin Gaethje was ranked number 3. Conor McGregor was ranked number 4. From what I remember, man, Beneil Dariush was ranked number 5. But he wasn't up there for really long because he beat him at UFC 262. It was really Charles, really, for the most part. Yeah, it was really just Charles. So, but yeah, that was that top 5 for from what Khabib won the belt at UFC 223. That was 2018. So he had the belt for 3 years, 4 years. Nah, Khabib retired in COVID. He had the belt for 2 years. Fuck, man, it felt longer than that. It definitely felt longer than that. He retired in the pandemic. So, but yeah, man, this is Dustin's last one. He's been in the UFC since 2011. That is a long fucking time. I'm always calling it, a movie too, y'all, because it's like a cast of characters inside the UFC, like those mainstream guys. Because we always see so many fighters come and go. These dudes that go 0-3, they get chewed up, spit out, never hear from them again, never even get a contract again, And you have some fighters who, what's a good example? Like a like a Lupita Godinez, you feel me, who's been here for a while at this point, a good 3-4 years at this point, but she hasn't hit that 10-year mark like a Juliana Pena or like a Yair Rodriguez and dudes like that. People that like the UFC refuses to cut because they're basically like a part of the movie franchise at this point. And Dustin has been one of the main characters inside the UFC for a very, 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 very long time, most definitely, especially at this point, when he really started challenging for the belt and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, it just sucks, man. Like, this is the end. This is the last fight. When he walks up the cage and he turns around and like he hits like the arms up and shit, like the crowd, when they give him that last roar, man, that's just gonna be crazy, bro. But on paper, pre-breakdown, I give the card like about a 7.5. I think there's some good fights on it. I think people are shitting on it because it's not like a quote unquote, it's there's no gold on the line for real. I always like seeing gold. I like title fights. I like championship fights. But of course there isn't one, unfortunately. But we do get a fun BMF fight, most definitely. Got Max Holloway back in the main event. Their second fight was actually at my hometown of Atlanta, Georgia, at UFC 236 at State Farm Arena. I worked that card when I worked there at the arena, so it was a pretty fun night, most definitely, on the clock. And yeah, man, that's really it for me. 7.5 on paper. How do you feel about it heading in? Like, do you fuck with the poster? I do like the poster because it has like all like the names of who they fought and stuff like that. Like that's what makes up on like the black part and shit. So that's like pretty cool, But yeah, man, how you feel about the card?
I like the poster a lot. The poster's cool. I didn't really look too much at the card before I was starting to break down the fight. So, going into it, I was like, doesn't look too good. Doesn't look too good. It's not bad. It's really not that bad. I think a 7.5 is really fair for it. I mean, it's not the worst card ever. I don't like the placement. I would replace I'd throw Vinicius Oliveira and Kyler Phillips on the main card personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Over Kevin Holland and D-Rod, even over Danny Gane Pitbull and the Zell Huber fight. And even the Vittori and Allen fight, they have bad blood. I mean, Vittori isn't the biggest pull. Allen, people are not that high on Allen. I really think Allen's good. Just his decision-making sucks. But yeah, another thing, just like the placement of the UFC card sometimes is pretty annoying, but it's not the worst card. There's some really bad losing streaks and some bad last fives on these guys. So I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but there's a few dudes who are on some really bad skids on this card down there. You got Bresky and Span haven't been putting too many wins together. I mean,
it's a loser leaves town match.
There's some really dudes on bad streaks right now down there. So I mean, Crute haven't won a fight since like 2020 or some shit. So yeah, man, but it's not as bad as the card as I thought it was. I enjoyed the breakdowns.
Yeah, man. It's decent, most definitely. For sure. Out of all the BMF ones, I remember when they had the first one back at UFC 244, 2019. It was the New York card. That was the New York card that year. It was massive, man. Like The Rock was wrapping the belt around the winner.
Now it's Lil Wayne.
For real, hell yeah. I guess it is.
Does Lil Wayne fit BMF though?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Think?
Most definitely.
He's a little guy though,
I mean, I think he's just, he's just a staple. It's cool. Like it's definitely gonna add to the allure of the card. Like just him being there for sure. Like
I feel like BMF though, you gotta get like a big. You had The Rock, you had Derek Coleman. You gotta get a big guy in there. Like I need Shaq wrapping the belt around me after a win. I need a big motherfucker wrapping the belt and calling it out.
Like I wish, if they were to let him perform like before the main card starts, bro, like have him in the octagon, like performing, bro.
You think he's gonna walk out to 6', 7 when he walks him out?
I don't know. Like that's a song I am thinking about. What
he's still gonna have his original song. He said mixed into it. I don't know. Wayne is one of the worst rappers of all time. You're not gonna get positive feedback on saying that, Lewis. Promise that's not gonna go well for you. Lil Wayne has a big fan base.
One of the worst, really. Wow, damn. I mean, I know some people didn't like the Carter. I think the Carter 6 just came out. I know some people didn't like it like that. The Carter 1 through 4 are really, really good. I like the Carter 5 when it came out.
I wouldn't say his music is for everyone though. I mean, if you didn't listen to his old music and you only listen to some of his new, it'd leave a bad first impression. I feel it's not like you'd like his new shit because of his old shit. So I could understand why. But you'd have to hear some of the songs when they were out, you know.
Right. Yeah, like my favorite song is always been like She Will. I always really like that song. I don't know. Like Rise Above It too. It's really like I'm pretty sure that was DC's walkout song. Yeah, DC's walkout song as well. I always forget the name of that song, but that song is by Lil Wayne. And Drake's on that song too. It's pretty funny. But that is also like probably one of my favorite songs too. Most definitely Rise Above It. And yeah, man, like and that's fucked up, man. The DC didn't get to retire in New Orleans. He had to retire in the pandemic, man, at UFC 252. When he fought Stipe Miocic, man, it should suck when he retired in the pandemic for real, bro. Man, Dustin gets a full arena. But yeah, man, it's unfortunate. You know, he never won the undisputed title. And he won the interim champion. You know, like being skinny. Me and Nikki have always gone back and forth talking about like, yo, he's always disrespected interim belts. I've always recounted.
I just think it should be silver. I don't want to see you walk out with gold. You should walk out with silver if you're gonna be out there with your interim belt. If you're like, it should be silver, dude. It should be silver. When the two dudes win and one dude lifts a belt, I shouldn't see a UFC gold belt. It should be silver. When I look online at the rankings and I see them have the belt on their shoulder, it shouldn't be gold. It should be silver because it gives a false illusion.
A false illusion.
It wouldn't be called an interim belt if it wasn't different than an undisputed belt. So it should be silver, dude, and everyone knows that.
It's crazy.
It's not if you're not first place, you're a placeholder for first place. You know,
like for real. Man, like I come on, bro. Like
you know how I feel about that.
Oh no, not the Drake thing. I'm just saying, that's crazy. No, like I fuck with hey, hell no. Of course, I love Drake. Most definitely one of my top 3 favorite rappers I've ever listened to. I've listened to him since like 2006. Listened to Drake for a long time. Yeah, man, and like, yo, I think with the interim belts, like to be silver, I get it. I still think it's a title fight. You literally did what the champion had to do, which was like most of the time in the interim title fight, it's like the number 2 versus the number 3 ranked guy if the champion's injured. So you're still beating another high ranked contender in a 5-round fight. Like, I don't get why you can't beat an interim.
But the belt's silver for both of you. You know, it's not like one dude gets a gold, one dude gets silver. It's silver for both of you, and it's still prestigious, but it's its own thing.
Prestigious,
especially like when Yair had his interim belt all fucking flagged out, you know, and it's like, dude, interim belt. You know how pissed I was that day? I was like, you can do it, but why is it gotta be gold, bro? I think it'd even be cooler if it was silver too. It had something special. I mean, the fucking BMF belt was silver, so I mean, I don't know if you can.
You sent me that tweet. It was like, and someone edited the belt. It looked pretty cool as a silver belt. It did look pretty cool.
BMF belt should be like red for blood, you know, and then the interim should be silver.
I wanted them to encrust diamonds in the BMF belt. I don't know why they don't put diamonds in it. I wish they would. Kind of like the old belts. Like pre-modern era, like pre-2016 and all that. I miss the old belts, you know. Most definitely. But
I also wouldn't mind personally if the women's belts had an overhaul, kind of how like the WWE had the women's belt looking like divas and shit. Like, I mean, they were actually pretty cool belts. I mean, you couldn't go back then. You couldn't go around saying the girls' belts were cool because then dudes would call you gay or whatever back then. That was just our time. But I always thought they were cool, the divas belts in WWE, and I wouldn't be mad if they overhauled them too. But I know they wouldn't. I know they wouldn't. The UFC, a lot of people say it online. Their decision making has just been kind of lazy recently, and they won't make these changes. And like fighter pay, they're just not making changes to stuff that people want to better the sport and better the future of the sport. And we can't talk because we're on the outside. We can't see the business of things. But we could only assume how much fucking money they're raking in. And when they don't listen to fan requests, it kind of hurts. You kind of feel like you're left out in the blue. But
Hey man, that's where the money comes from the fans, man.
Like,
I
how
get
much
it.
money is Zuffa and all these dudes bringing in? And Dana, I get it. He's not everything. He is just the person running the show, but he is not the biggest name. He is not the biggest head. He's the biggest name, but he's not the biggest. He's not at the top of the table anymore.
He's the
And that's what
Adam
people
Silver.
think. That's what people think. He's just calling the shots. He's the
just
one
the
that they're in
face.
charge. But there are people pulling the strings above him. So like, it's like we play 2K and we blame Ronnie 2K for everything. That's not the source of the problem, bro. There's bigger hands that, and he could only do so much.
Then it's just the show.
He takes all the blame though. That's a hard job to do. I don't think I'd be able to ever take all the blame for something like that. That's a hard job to do. You got to go to sleep every night. Yeah. People are cursing you out.
Well, before we get started, it's a fun fact. Dana has like a bed like everywhere. Like, and he has one like in his office. He has one like in his TV, like in his car, like in his Sprinter. He has one on his private chat. He has one like he has a bed like everywhere, bro. Because he knows like he doesn't get to sleep like that. Like if you watch him on embedded, sometimes you see him sleep like in the car, bro. Because he doesn't have time to sleep like that. That's one dude there.
I've never seen him on an embedded before.
Mm-hmm.
Have you? Really?
Like back in the days, yeah. He'll really
don't show him
busy running around during the week for real. Unless it's something really important, but I'm ready to get started when you are, though, of course.
Let's do it. Let's crack into this. We gotta fly to the prelims. I know you gotta watch that Lakers game tonight. Do your real job, your main job. So
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, then there's Summer League. Bronny's been playing pretty great.
I wish RJ Davis played a little better, but he's trying to be a point guard too much, and I get it. He's trying to be the team player. But I wish he could show off that scoring ability, man.
Yeah, man. Most definitely former ACC player of the year. He's averaging like 19 a game in college. He's been struggling in the Summer League. It's
one of the most prestigious college players can't get it going in the Summer League. How crazy is that,
I think it's just the nerves. Like when you finally cross that threshold, like now you're about to see why you, like if you're going to play basketball for a living or not. Do you still understand, man? Like to do that for a living, and that's what you offer to society, bro. You play basketball. I mean, you have to be so good. Like, dudes don't understand. Like, yo, if you wouldn't go down the street to the park and like hand like a motherfucker like $200 to watch him play 1-on-1 versus his homie to witness how good they are at basketball like that. Like, you're not doing that. So when you see these dudes get paid $1 million, like 30, 40, man, you have to be so good. Dudes don't know, man. It's a soccer player, football player, all that, catching that ball, man, all that shit. I mean, they make it look easy. Nah, man, that shit's hard. Because like you gotta factor in, they're so big out there too, but they're so big. Shortest dude on the floor is 6'4", so it's like they're massive superhumans out there, most definitely, and they're athletic. But of course, started with MMA fighters though. Most definitely. For this first fight, I was gonna go with Nicole Cagliari. I get it. Some people might not be that impressed on Nicole. But I thought she looked pretty decent in her regional scene performances. She's still relatively young, in my opinion. You feel me? At 28 years old, and so is Carly. I mean, she's 26 too. And I get it, like Carly's like a minus like 400 favorite going into this one. She's coming off a great win over the head kick over Unessi Dubin. But I don't know, man. I feel like with Cagliari, like even going through her record right now, she's 0-1 inside the UFC. She lost a split decision to Ernesta Caracati. But before that, man, she had a 100% finishing rate on the regional scene. So, I mean, she's always looked. I mean, like in terms of her regional scene fight, she's looked pretty good. Most definitely. But I think just some people are really skeptical of the competition she has beaten. Like a 0-3 person, but even then, she's beaten an 8-2 girl, an 8-4 girl. I get it, man. Like Carly looked really good with that head kick in her last win. But I do think that Cagliari can get the win here, yo. And like, I'm not even betting on this fight, y'all. I'm not even on underdog money. I just think that Cagliari's pretty good, and it looks pretty good too. So, I was gonna go with Nicole Cagliari to win this fight.
Okay, I'm gonna be split from you. I'm gonna be taking Carly Judas on this one. She has a significant reach advantage, and she's pretty tall. She's pretty big for 125 girl. She's coming off that head kick knockout, and yeah, she has pretty high level kickboxing from what I've seen. I'll favor that. She could throw in a takedown threat here and there, so I'm gonna take her to win this one. We'll be split on that fight.
For sure. What's that? I was gonna for this next one, man. I'm hoping Jackson McVeigh gets a fight, man, because this dude's been super fucking patient.
We just broke him down recently, dude.
He's been super patient. I really hope so, man. He's been really he seems like a nice guy. He's been on weight throughout the entire thing. Like he's been super patient, waiting to get paid. So I think they said he got paid his show money. When the Chris Ewart dude got kicked off the card, he's on Contender Series now because he like missed weight by like 10 pounds or something like that. But they called him like on like 2 days notice. So I think they're gonna give him another chance on Contender Series, the Christopher Ewart kid. And he's 7-0. So he seems like he's pretty good. And he fights Yuri Panferov on August 12th. So we'll see that Christopher Ewart dude after all. But for Jackson McVeigh, this is a pretty hard first fight inside the UFC. I'm not gonna lie. Bruno Ferreira is really, really talented on the ground and in the striking. Pretty devastating striker, really creative striker. But Jackson McVeigh, 6-0, undefeated. Of course, that's a gift and a curse. Having the confidence of an undefeated fighter, but the inexperience of a fighter who doesn't have that many fights, unfortunately. And yeah, man, I think for McVeigh, even going through like his competition, he hasn't been that many good guys, like at 7-13, 3-2, 1-1, 2-5. And Bruno Ferreira just being the way better competition, way better, not even debatable competition. Knocked out Gregory Rodriguez, who just got a great win himself. Knocked him the fuck out. He was sleeping on the canvas. And like got the spinning back elbow over Dustin Stoltzfus. That was a great win as well. Yeah, man, I think he can win this fight. I know he lost to Magomedov, but I think he's still improving, Bruno Ferreira, and I think we see his true potential when he decides to go to welterweight as a smaller middleweight. But I think he's going to beat Jackson McVeigh, unfortunately, and I think McVeigh can have a good showing. It's based off the momentum in the youth, but Bruno Ferreira is pretty young himself. And like I said, he's fought the way better guys. So, and also he was training for a fight too. I forgot who he was training to fight. I think Bruno Ferreira definitely had a fight. He's not just taking this off the couch or anything.
Ikram was a canceled fight.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, Ikram Alaskarov. Cool. So yeah, most definitely. So yeah, I mean, I think that Bruno Ferreira is going to win this, unfortunately, for Jackson McVeigh. But yeah, man, I was gonna go with Bruno Ferreira to win by first round KO.
I agree with you. I think McVeigh had a much better chance of winning that original fight. Now he's facing Ferreira, who's pretty dangerous middleweight. He has a really good finishing threat. He has a bunch of knockouts. He could sub you. Like you said, he has the win over RoboCop, Petrosian. He beat Phil Hawes. So he has a few wins under his name. I think the best thing McVeigh could do is, shoot out the gate. I think he needs to wrestle early, and that's like his only chance at winning. I'm not trying to say he can't knock him out because we do need to see for ourselves what he's about. But I think, going into a barn burner stand-up fight with Ferreira, you're going to get caught on the chin pretty early. He's a first-round guy too, but he's done it in the UFC. He's shown it to us over and over. McVeigh's shown it to us on the regional scene that he's a first-round finisher. So I would say, try and wrestle early, get to the back and get like a rear naked choke. And, first 2 minutes, do some, crazy shit in and out. But I'm going to take Ferreira to win this one by a knockout.
I will say this, like for McVeigh, he's smoking these dudes in then like 30 seconds, 32 seconds. So like he's showing his level and that he's showing that these dudes don't even belong in the cage with him. Like it'd be different if he was going to decision with a dude who's 7-14 and shit like that.
That's why I wish he had his original opponent, because I was rooting for him in that one, and I was more confident in this. No, it's not confident at all.
Yeah, like and I agree 100%. Like he showed his level for sure. He's definitely like a polished, capable fighter. But he's fighting someone who just has way more experience than him, and like I just think he's gonna really put a beating on him, unfortunately. And moving on to the next one. It's a loser leaves town match, like I told Nikki before we even started. Keep it short. I wasn't able to Ryan Spann to win this one. I think he's a better striker, better grappler. He just has to put it all together in this fight, be motivated. He has a great guillotine, a great right hand, power in both hands, really. But either way, I just hope he's motivated. He came in kind of sloppy in his heavyweight debut. Didn't really take the time necessary to put the weight on naturally the way he should have. Really put some muscle on, not just fat. And how much did he weigh in? His latest weight. If you could click on the plus sign, like what was his right there at the bottom of the matchup? I'm sorry about that. No, you're fine. I'm trying to see. Yeah, what two? There was 262.
252.
My bad. I'm about to say fuck. Okay. Yeah, man, because he was just 205, so he ballooned up pretty damn quick. I'm not gonna lie, he went up pretty fast. How long was it between that fight and his last light heavyweight fight? I'm really trying to see how he could have put on the weight that
October 5th to March 15th.
To March, okay, so October, November, December. January, February, March. So 5 months. Took him 5. It took John Jones 3 years to step up to heavyweight to submit Cyril Gane in a minute. You feel me? Of course, I'm comparing two totally different fucking fighters. But I'm just saying, like, it's interesting to see how this guy did. It took him less than a year to make the move from light heavyweight to heavyweight. And that just shows you, like, he didn't really take the time needed. He didn't really put the effort in to put the muscle on, anything like that. And it's unfortunate for Spann, you feel me? But I was gonna go with Spann to win this fight. I just hope he comes in this time in shape. Hopefully a little. I missed the weigh-ins. I haven't seen what he weighed in. I think that's actually his weight for this fight now. Actually, if Topology updated, yeah. So he came in 252 pounds. So, we'll see how it goes for Spann. He's still super athletic. Either way it goes, he has a great guillotine. Like I said, good power in both hands. So I'm gonna go with Ryan Spann and win the fight via KO in round 1.
Yeah, this one's super 50-50. There's not too much, in depth to put into it because these just can't stay in a win column right now. It's unfortunate. I'm also going Ryan Spann. I mean, I do think he's dangerous. I do think he's good. Catching OSP with a guillotine is pretty damn impressive. Stating that OSP has one of the best Von Flus of all time. All he had to do is like hip bump him from the side, and he couldn't. He couldn't get it. I mean, if he would have got to that side, hip bumped him, and tripped him down to the floor, that's a Von Flu, and that fight's over. But I mean, he went for that guillotine on the cage, and I remember that. Ooh, that was a tight one. I'm just gonna go with Ryan Spann this one. Win by knockout, sure, why not? First round knockout.
Okay, word. Yeah, man. Hey, same here. Let's definitely moving up the card. Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. I'll keep this short. As I open my mouth, it's not that easy to make a pick on this fight. I feel for Jimmy Crute. If you could click on his Topology page right quick, please. Like, I feel for him, man. He was such a bright prospect at first. Like, look at his last fights, man. Like, it was a loss, a draw, a loss, and a draw. Like, he hasn't gotten a win. He hasn't felt the sensation of the referee raising his arm in 5 years, yo. That's crazy. Like it was Modestus, which was actually a great win, even looking back on it. But I felt like he was showing the holes in his game when he lost to Misha Serkinov like that. And like even when he beat Anthony, when he lost to Anthony Smith, that was an injury. So I didn't want to hold that against him like that. The right hook over Hill, that was a featured champion on the way. 2021 Jamal Hill, like pre Achilles tear, was a different fighter than the one you see today, most definitely. In that fight,
Alonzo Menifield's pretty good.
For sure, that was a crazy fight. And Minifield came out in the second fight and put that rivalry to bed, and then he had a draw in his last fight against Adolfo Bellado, who's a pretty good fighter himself. Great power, good striker.
Didn't Crute retire after the second Menifield fight?
He did for some time, and then he came back to
I remember.
Let me
that.
see. Yeah. That's why it was a 2-year gap right there. Exactly.
I remember that.
It was such a bad loss. It was a bad loss. He just got blasted on the ground, and she just submitted him, and it truly was a bad loss for Jimmy. And going into this fight though, he's the more athletic dude. He's still super young. He just turned 29. For light heavyweight, he still has a super long future. And for this one, I think for Pragnio, I think that Crute's gonna be more athletic than him. I think Crute's gonna be faster, stronger, even more power in the punches. I just think that Pragnio's the more technical striker. He'll be able to he'll be better at a distance if he keeps it at a distance. If he's able to keep Jimmy at bay with good footwork and things of that nature, and just good distance assessment, I think he can beat Jimmy Crute. But for me in this fight, I was gonna go with Jimmy Crute. I think they're giving Jimmy this fight to win. They want to keep the younger guy on the roster for sure. They're going to Australia in September. So they want to keep fighters from that region on the roster for certain. And he's still really young, So I think they're gonna keep Jimmy Crute. And I think he wins this fight via decision.
I'm right with you. I have Crute winning this one by a submission. It does suck. He hasn't won in 5 years, so there's no confidence going to this fight. There's the thought that maybe there's fire burning. I haven't won in so long, but the confidence is a different thing. It just can't be there. Even so, though, Pragnio does not have the same level of experience. I mean, he did fight Ankalaev, right? He lost to Ankalaev. He beat Roundtree before Roundtree was Roundtree. So I don't. It was a beatdown. It's still experience, but I just don't think it's the same experience as Crute. Crute was losing to some pretty good light heavyweights. And his performance weren't the worst. I'm not going to hold that Menifield, because he did go to a draw with Menifield, who we know now is pretty good. Pragnio has that little tricky karate base, so he has that, but I just think Crute's gonna, take him down. Karate versus wrestling doesn't usually go well for the karate guy. You saw it with Buckley and Wonderboy. I mean, it doesn't. You're gonna get taken down. I mean, look at Conor versus Khabib. You're gonna get taken down that karate base. Bad example because Conor had pretty good takedown defense, but let's move on. So I think it just depends on the takedown defense. If Crute's getting stuffed, I think he loses the fight, but I think he should be able to get Pacino down and get him to the ground. Maybe get him with a little Kimura down there. Don't use MMA math. Bro, MMA math, no, you shouldn't live by MMA math, but it's fair to use it sometimes. I mean, you look at it, this guy performed really bad against this. This guy was really bad against the southpaw. Okay, he's fighting another southpaw. That's MMA math, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. He was talking to Better when he said that. Better said that Crute hasn't won a fight in 5 years.
But still, that's a great point, though. It's a great point. You haven't won in 5 years. It doesn't just magically get on track. There's no, fire burning under you to win. I mean, some dudes just can't get back in that win column. Trusting Jimmy Crute to win a fight is criminal. I mean, are we trusting Pacino to win, dude? I don't know.
Nah, man. I mean, for me, it's just about the upside. It's about the upside right now. And Jimmy, he's been competitive, he's been competitive, man. Even with the Bellado one, that was a close fight. In Bellado, I think he can KO Marcin Pragnio, Adolfo Bellado. So, and and I get it. He just said don't use it. I just did right there, but still, I just think that Jimmy, I think again, it's really more so even assessing the skill set. He's more athletic in this one. He's a great striker too. He has good spinning back kicks, good leg kicks, good hands, good ground and pound. I think that it's just and also you gotta look at who he was losing to. Like the Anthony Smith one, that was a leg injury. He didn't like just get knocked out or anything. He like the nerves in his leg. And that was the same night as the Chris Weidman shit. So like there's just something in the air that night in Jacksonville. It's crazy because that's one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time, UFC 261. Certainly one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time. It was the first card back with fans after COVID, and that was when Usman knocked out Masvidal in the main event. It was just crazy. Like Rose knocked out Weili with the head kick. I picked Rose to win that fight back in college. I picked her to win that. Everyone was talking about this new girl, of course, Weili at the time. She hadn't been new, but, compared to Rose, she hadn't been around as long as Rose was. And it was crazy to see Rose knock her out like that. And, that was a crazy card. But, again, I just think Jimmy Crute, that was an injury with the leg. And I think in terms of his skill set, he's still a good fighter, in my opinion. And I get it. You feel me? Sometimes one of the guys is so shitty that you can say the other one will win. No, and he's making some good points. Like, I get it. Like, for sure, I get it. Like, people aren't high on Jimmy like that right now. I just think he still has a good potential. And I think he's still learning in the gym, getting better. I don't think that Pacquiao is still improving right now at his age of, 38, 37. I think Jimmy's still getting better. And, I think he just hit kind of a roadblock. He didn't improve during that skid. He was still just trying to out athleticism these guys, and he ran into some dudes who were pretty muscle bound and athletic, and I think Jimmy can get it done, man. I was gonna go with Jimmy Crute to win via decision.
All right. Just moving up, we got Adam Fugit versus Islam Dulatov.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll take this one because I was watching this one, dude. I've seen people talking about Islam so much after that Contender Series fight.
Get something to drink.
Yeah, for sure. I seen them talk about him after that Contender Series fight, and it was on one of the UFC YouTube must-watch videos before UFC 318. And I'm watching it. It was the second fight they showed, and I mean, from what I got from that is just that he's a chaotic fighter, and I see a lot of people they confidently think he could take this one, and I do think so because Adam is veteran. He's taken a lot of damage at this point. But I don't like the way he fought in that Contender Series fight. It almost felt like watching an amateur fight. He was just running at him, and he was just swinging. He was just chasing, and it was sloppy in my opinion. I wasn't a big fan. He wasn't settling in any techniques. He was just chasing a finish nonstop, and it's going to be different from a Contender Series fight to a UFC veteran, an older fighter, I should say. I think he can win, but I don't think he should rely totally on being the Storm and winning that early in the fight again. I mean, that could have been a one-time thing for him, but it was super worrying to see if that's how you're gonna fight and you're gonna be the Storm and finish. It felt like watching an amateur fight to me.
Damn.
Dude, did you see the Contender Series fight? It literally was like an amateur fight where one dude's better than the other, and he's just chasing him, just throwing punches, no techniques, and he's just chasing, punching. I mean, if he tries to do that, and let's say he gasses out after all that, and Adam weathers the storm, he gets him down and submits him right away. Controls him for a few minutes and just submits him. I think, take Dulatov. I mean, everyone else is doing it. There has to be a good reason for it. But I personally wouldn't be confident in this one because I just didn't like the Contender Series fight and how much weight people put into that one. I know he got the knockout in it, and everyone's going crazy. I didn't like the fight. The knockout was amazing. I didn't like the fight aspect. I didn't like the technical aspect of that fight. But I would, for my pick, I'm going to take Islam saying all that. But I didn't like that at all. That's what I want to say.
This guy's 26 or something like that? Islam Dulatov?
26.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, okay, cool. So he's still getting better. He's still young, he's still improving. This guy's a model, Versace. I think he said he has a photo shoot on Sunday, I think. After the fight, that's pretty crazy to be that bold. And that confident, I guess you could say. It's pretty cool. he likes to fight. You know, he could definitely be a model, chill out, have a cool career, just be good looking for a living and chill out. You know, but not like he actually enjoys fighting. He loves being a martial artist. Likes to fight people. He said it straight up. He likes to fight people. You know, he likes to compete as a sport. You do not have to do this. Most at any point, he could break his nose and ruin his modeling career forever, like anything like that, and he wants to fight, you know. So best of luck to this man, most definitely. But yeah, I was gonna go with Islam Dulatov to win this fight via first round knockout. I think he'll be super aggressive in the first round. I think they're giving this fight to Islam for a reason. I mean, obviously they want him to win, but I think just he'll show his skill level in this one, and I think he'll get the fight, get the KO. Excuse me, in the first round.
All right, good breakdown, dude.
And yeah, moving up the card, we got the middleweight Ngannou. Yeah, man, like I really like Ortiba Gautier. A lot of people want to try to treat him like he's overrated. I don't think that's the case. I think like people are still kind of skeptical on him. The Francis Ngannou thing is kind of a joke, but he is Cameroonian and he does hit pretty fucking hard, you know. Um, pretty yeah. He has a 100% finishing rate. Nah, he has one win via decision. Yeah, it was his first ever win. He won via decision. His only loss is by split decision. So he's a good fighter, man. Outside of that, he's been finishing these dudes, killing these dudes on the regional scene. He got performance of the night in his debut when he kneed Jose Medina, who hadn't been finished before that. This guy was like, you know, known for being super durable. And the fact he did finish Jose Medina is crazy. So, yeah, I do think he's a pretty good prospect for sure. They're gonna slow roll him, just keep, you know, trekking him along, most definitely. And for this fight right here, um, I think he can really showcase his striking in this one, like his takedown defense and his striking, his athleticism. We saw Robert Valentin against Torres Finney. He's got controlled against the fence. A lot of people were not high on Torres Finney after that fight, unfortunately. But I think Gaultier is going to oblige and meet him in the center of the cage and go toe to toe. And I think he will get the knockout. I think he will get the knockout, most definitely. And yeah, man, I was gonna go with our Atiba Gaultier to win by another first round knockout for me. I'm not gonna lie, but who are you picking?
I'm right with you. I think Gautier will win this one by knockout. I think they'll crash in the middle. I don't think Valentin has the greatest anything striking, so I'll take the young prospect to finish this one, round one. You know, phenomenal knockout. Add to the resume. Gotta vote. You gotta root for him, dude. You gotta. I mean, like, you gotta root for him. Dude, is he like one of the only Cameroon fighters in the UFC now? If
One
not
of
the
them,
only?
yeah. If not the only, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Cameroon.
root for him. You gotta. You
Yeah,
can't.
man, and like Francis has shined a light on what those dudes go through who are from the region of that world and the poverty and the struggle. And like these dudes, like for some people, athletics is their only way out. And this guy's traveling the world now in the UFC at 23 years old, and he got a performance of the night bonus. So his pockets are pretty good now. Definitely better than they were a few months ago, for sure. All it takes is that one UFC check to really. I mean, we saw Malcolm Wellmaker. He quit his job
People are
after
saying
that.
he's an idiot in his comment section. He said, "Idiot, why are you quitting your job? You have benefits." Then he got another 50K.
Another $50,000 bonus. Like
Shut the
another
hell
one.
up, bro. Let these dudes live their life. You couldn't imagine just a fraction of the happiness they get to do. Wake up and do what they want for a living. People tell themselves they wake up and do what they love for a living because going to work. Oh, I got a good job. I do construction. You don't even know the quarter of it because you wanted to be this or that when you were younger. These dudes grew up and fucking lived it. So you ever try and shit on someone for following their dreams, you're just an asshole at the end of the day. I remember seeing all those comments, dude, and I was telling all my friends, look at this shit. Look at this shit. It's sad. It's sad that people really told him he's an idiot for quitting his job. to make the fucking UFC. I don't care how bad they pay, bro. He 50K, 50K, 50K. Look at Justin Gaethje. He's made what, $1 million off of
$1 million
bonuses?
in bonuses.
Come on,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here, dude. Not everyone has to have the most money in the money doesn't mean everything to everyone. Also, that's the important thing to realize. Money isn't everything. It's about passion in life.
And he's good. He's getting sponsorships now and all of that. Like, he's good, you know. And like I said, yo, like, you can pay off an apartment like for the year. Just put down 10,000, get the rent out the way. Now it feels like you're living for free. Now you
That
just gotta
100K, he could buy a house and probably where he lives. I mean, you could start working on getting
in
a house with that
Augusta. Hell
100K.
yeah, you could
Dude.
definitely buy a fucking house by now.
Fucking
For
apartment.
Sure. For sure. You could definitely buy a house. Literally buy a house. Most definitely. Probably has by now. If not on the verge, he just had a son, so it's happening all at the right time. I mean, y'all see this man's 31 years old. He kept going. Like, you know, he was a pipe fitter before that. He just kept going, man. Before these bright lights, these big ass arenas, it was like just, you know, shady gyms, you know, like shady regional scene fights. And now he's in sold out arenas. When the UFC travels, he has to travel. Like, that shit's fire, man. Like, for real. And he's in there now. You saw Rampage Jackson just had him on their podcast, and people are getting to know him now. They're intrigued in his story, and he's 31, so you know they give him like 2 more fights max before like a ranked opponent, and not no bullshit number 3, number 13. They give him like the number like 8th ranked, 9th ranked guy. You feel me, Malcolm Wellmaker. But yeah, man. Shout out to Gauthier. He's getting paid, so most definitely. And moving on to the next one, Francisco Prado versus Veretinnikov. I'm surprised Veretinnikov is getting another fight after pushing Austin Vanderford. After their fight like that, he's kind of a bitch for that. Not gonna lie. Austin's a real nice dude. Austin Vanderford. Obviously he's married to Paige Van Zant. Winning in life for sure, just off that alone. And he's a bitch for pushing Austin like that. After the fight, you had 15 minutes, you got dominated, and that was it. You feel me? And yeah, man, I think Prado, they're giving him this fight because they want him to win this one. And I think Prado, if he doesn't win this, it's over. Like at 23, I think 22 years old, he still has potential to get better. I just think they signed him way too young. But I was gonna go with Francisco Prado to win this fight via second round KO.
All right, man. Well, I'll see. Prado is a weird one. I mean, you saw the fight at the Sphere. He was fighting versus Zellhuber, and you know Zellhuber obviously has the height, the range difference. But Prado is a very consistent fighter, in that when he likes to try and close that distance and swing super hard. He's a smaller welterweight, and he possesses no takedown threat yet. I mean, it's hard to judge these fighters when they're so young because they could be adding this. Like this fight could be the fight where he adds the takedown threat, maybe. But like I said, he has that one thing he does. He likes to get in close and swing super hard. Veretinnikov, he's super well-rounded in my opinion. I don't think he's the greatest fighter, but he does a little bit of everything. He's kind of stagnant in the cage. He doesn't move too much. Just circle off a little bit. So, I mean, Prado probably could get in on him, but I'm not leaning towards that in this fight. I just think Veretinnikov hasn't set his feet in the UFC yet. He's a little older. I think this fight, maybe he could get it going, get a decision win in this one. I'm just not super high on Prado. I think he fights very similar, doesn't make many adjustments, and just tries to win the way he wins. So I'll be taking the decision on the other end.
Okay, word for sure. Yeah, man. Most definitely agreeing on this one as well. Gonna speed this up a little bit, y'all. The Lakers do take the floor in 30 minutes, and that is my job. I do have to do that most definitely. Going up the card. It's crazy to see these guys be who they are. Both these guys have been in main events and they're on the prelims. They didn't even get a spot on the pay-per-view. Like they've been on. I mean, Marvin Vettori fought for the belt, the fucking belt, and like he's on fucking prelims. Like that's crazy. These dudes fought in the lobby of a Vegas casino.
And Brandon Allen won.
And like, I mean, they're fucking fighting on the I mean, you would have thought, like, I mean, yo, if this fight is boring after doing all of that shit, bro, get the crowd around you, and I swear, bro, if they did all that shit just for this shit to come out here and clinch up against the cage, like, I swear, I mean, Dana would cut these motherfuckers like that if they did that. It would piss them off so much, bro. Especially if it was old Dana, like 2000, like 08, 09, like 06, like that, like early Ultimate Fighter Dana, like he'd be in their asses, bro. Like Steve Masagati rant Dana, like for sure. Um, and but yeah, man, for this one, it's actually a pretty hard fight. Because Brendan Allen's pretty well rounded. He's a good striker and a fairly good grappler. Marvin Vittori, I mean, he said in the media days, he's gonna.
Like, that's a funny
ahead.
comment. No. It was just a great comment. That was a great one.
Might have been Mokai Cop again. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, bro. Like, I really hope, like, for real, man. Like, again, man, like, cause Marvin Vittori, like, what is he really like good at?
He's good at going to a decision, one way or another.
It was never this. That was always the question with him. Like, what he doesn't have like any crazy like power. He doesn't have like any crazy like jujitsu where he can get a blast double, get the back, get the. He's not. It's not like he can't.
He's durable. He's just durable, and that's it. You know?
Like it's like if his opponent has a weak area, he can't really exploit it with a special area of his own like that, and like that's a bad sign, man. And like I think. Man, fuck, man, this fight, yeah, man, because I didn't prepare. I'm just going off the dump. So it's just like, damn, man, shit.
He's an average fighter at best. He's going to have an average amount of significant strikes. He's going to match, like, they're going to have a similar amount of strikes landed on each other. Because, like, Vittori, he just doesn't do much. I mean, but he doesn't do anything to finish fights. But he does everything to not get finished, if that like makes sense. I mean, Jared Cannonier put the record on him, dude, and couldn't even finish him. Like, he's a weird fighter, dude. Vittori is very weird.
I think both these guys are pretty even, I guess. Like,
I just think, do you think Brendan Allen will win or lose a decision fight?
Oh, if this goes,
that's what it goes down to. I don't think it ends in a finish. If you think this fight ends in a finish, I think you're crazy. Because I don't think Brendan Allen's a smart enough fighter to get finishes right now in a tough fight like this. He's such a high skilled dude who just doesn't make the right decisions with Brendan Allen. That's his problem. Listen, well, you think I'll give my breakdown real quick because I like I said, I think Allen is a really, I think he is high level. I just think he isn't smart enough to win these fights. He's not improvising. He's not doing the right things. He's obviously a BJJ black belt. He has insane jiu-jitsu. He's not taking advantage of that. And when the wrestling doesn't work, it's like he doesn't know what to do. And like he wants the wrestling to work so bad. I mean, he sets up great calf kicks, great body kicks, and he works the whole body. He's not just a headhunter. Whereas I think Vittori, I would say, is a headhunter. He just can't finish it. I think Allen works the body. I think he's clean. I think Vittori will land like 1-2. Ooh, Brandon Allen. Jab, body kick. Oh, little bigger crowd reaction. I think it goes to a decision, and Brandon Allen gets the nod. That's my personal opinion. I think if Allen does successfully land a takedown, yes, great. There we go. Team Allen, let's go. You know what I mean? Like then I'm all on boat. But if he can't get those takedowns, it'll be a boring decision for Allen. But I'm rocking with him either way.
It's like, man, Marvin's fought the better competition, man. And
what has he done in those fights?
Cannonier, like both of those fights. I mean, Israel, like he got his back at one point, but he panicked. And Cannonier, he got
fucked up. By
I'm gonna go with the younger, bigger fighter, man. I'm gonna go with Brendan Allen. If it hits the ground, he'll be able to grapple. If it stays at a distance, he'll be able to strike better. I think he has the better arsenal, better repertoire on the feet. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with Brendan Allen. In this one.
Let's move up this card.
Most definitely. Last prelim of the night. Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. Some people keep calling him a local dog. I'm dead. For y'all who've seen Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Like that, nah, that's really what the movie's fucking called. It's a Wayans brother movie. You know, y'all who've seen White Chicks and stuff like that. Scary movie. It's the Wayans brothers movie.
My favorite scene was the back of the truck, and he had the
Yeah,
button with
the rocket and shit. Like,
that's my favorite scene.
Like most definitely. Yeah, nah. Shout out to Marlon Wayans. That's another movie coming out called Him. I'm really excited to go watch that. The Jordan Peele movie. Most definitely. But yeah, for this next one, I was gonna go with Vinicius Oliveira to win this one. I'm really betting off potential. Kyler Phillips is the UFC veteran, been here for a long time, training partner of Sean O'Malley at the MMA lab, in Jared Kenner as well. But I do think that Vinicius Oliveira is really showcasing a different level of potential right now. And I think he's looking better and better every fight. Devastating striker. And I think he continues to improve. So I was going to go with Vinicius Oliveira. Also, I think it was really cool. Not that it matters, of course, but I was really impressed that he could speak English. I was not expecting that. I was really impressed he could speak fluent English like that. I'm not going to lie.
I'm right with you. I'm taking Vinicius Oliveira to win this one by a decision. He has some great wins under his belt at this point, dude. Kyler's a good range striker. I think he will give similar looks to what Saeed Nurmagomedov gave Oliveira, and that was a pretty competitive fight. Oliveira is just able to, well, first off, he did beat Saeed, and I know we just went over MMA math, but I'm not trying to compare fighter to fighter. It's more of the looks that you're gonna get. And we've seen what he could do when he gets those kind of looks. This fight probably stays mostly on the feet. And I think for anyone in the weight class, Vinicius Oliveira is going to be a nightmare matchup to stand and bang with. He's really good. I until otherwise proven differently, I'm rocking with Vinicius Oliveira. And dude, I think after this one, we get him a nice big step up into the top 5. Hopefully, maybe, possibly, because I like him a lot. I think he's really good, and he's stacking them wins. 22-3 is a pretty good record. That's a pretty good record. That's a lot of wins. That's like fucking, yeah, that's a really good record. Shit, 22. Who's his losses? I actually don't know who he lost to. Do you know off the top of your head? They're all regional losses, right?
Yeah, they're all regional. Like that's my thing. I like if a fighter's undefeated inside the UFC, I count him as undefeated in general. Because
and you know what? This Ricky Simone win is actually pretty impressive after the Ricky Simone win. So shit, like I mean, damn. Yes, let's
I always and like for me, like that's not to be lazy or anything. I always say that because I count the UFC record mainly because like. Now you're fighting the best competition. Like if the dude comes in and like they're 16-0, but like after being on the roster for a few years, now they're 21-5. Like that's like a 6-5 UFC record. It's a great record on paper, but your record that matters the most when you're fighting the best competition is 6-5. You feel me? So right now he's undefeated inside. That's what makes Jack Della Maddalena so crazy because like it's only been a successful, like it's just crazy for JDM, bro. Like he really brought his record from 0-2 to 18-2, and like it might be 20-2, and like there's 2 losses, they're never gonna go away, man. And like that's my favorite part. Like that's why in MMA, of course, unlike boxing, losses aren't really held against you like that. Most definitely, some champions with a record of 21-6, stuff like that. For real. That's why Charles was so cool. Charles was like 29-8 as the final boss. That shit was really cool. I always like that because fighters turn a corner, they hit a new level. And yeah, man, for this next one, Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. I was telling Nikki, we were texting about this one. I was like, man, I really hope Michael Loki knocks him the fuck out, man. It's like the shit he was talking, especially at the press conference, something to shut the fuck up and shit like that. You can tell he was forcing it, trying to sell a fucking fight and shit like that. It's disrespecting him. He's done nothing to earn that disrespect. Like, I really hope he like beats his ass, man. I'm not gonna hold you, man. I hope he like fucks him up, bro. That's just like fucked up, man. Like, and I get it. I'm a fan. Like, he's supposed to be like that. He's fighting him, giving him brain damage. But at the same time, it's just like, man, you don't gotta like talk out your ass on some bullshit, and like he's just talking shit, telling him to shut the fuck up and all that. I'm like, bro, Michael, man, like what? I'm like, man, what this ass, bro? Like, that's really how I felt watching the press conference for real. But it's a hard fight for Michael Johnson. Obviously, he's fighting the bigger, younger, more athletic, faster guy. It's a lot of things to overcome, especially with the precision that Daniel Huber has. And we've seen Michael Johnson knocked out a lot of times, man. He has been knocked out cold by Dustin Poirier, Josh Emmett. Like we have seen him. Of course, both those guys hit harder, but I mean, it's a hard fight for Michael Johnson. I'm not gonna lie, man. It really is a hard fight. It's gonna have a spectacle around it because I am curious to see how Michael Johnson does take this performance, how he handles this. He's on a 2-fight win streak, man. So he's coming off 2 wins. He's looking pretty good, man. At 40, well, damn near 40. He's fought the better guys for sure. He got knocked out. Also, that too. He was beating Diego Ferreira. And all of a sudden, he just got knocked the fuck out, man. It's his chin. Like, he can't be knocked out. It has happened before, And that alone, I might have to go with Daniel Huber, man. I guess we've seen MJ knocked out so many times. And, yeah, man, I think off that alone, 23 wins in 19 losses. Not even going off the wins and losses. It's just a fat-ass record. That's a lot of fights, man. It's like over 40 fights, man.
You got to remember how hard he goes at Kill Cliff. I mean, there's videos everywhere of how hard he spars at Kill Cliff, dude. I mean, you saw there's a video fluctuating him getting knocked out, recently. I mean,
it's tripping,
dude. It's just a lot. It's a lot in the brain. You train hard, but also fight hard. Some dudes' careers end in the gym. So I mean, then you're out in the UFC.
Yeah, like Chris Holtzworth, man.
And then you're out in the UFC taking all that damage on top of it. It's it's dangerous, dude. And sometimes he's just gonna go out there and he's gonna want to brawl. So.
No, I get it. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, again, like Daniel's just a more athletic, younger guy right now, so he's gonna be faster, might even hit harder. I'm gonna go with Daniel Huber, man. Like, it's whatever, man. That shit was fucking fake, and like, it's whatever, man. Sell a fight, get your bag. Hey, man, God bless these dudes. They're fighting for my entertainment, so it's gonna be a great one. I can't wait to watch.
I'm also going Daniel Huber in this one, win by decision for a different reason. I texted you. I would love to see him versus Bahamondes in the next year or possibly even the year after. I am begging for that fight. That'd be such a good damn fight. But yeah, dude, he's the young gun in this one. Michael Johnson's great. I mean, he's a savvy veteran. At this point, he might be a gatekeeper at his age.
Hell yeah.
If he is, then he is. I didn't want to disrespect. I know some fighters don't like that term, but he's a really good veteran. He stole some really good wins versus some legends of the sport, dude. But with Huber, I mean, you saw it in the what was that? Was that fight of the year? The one in the Sphere, or was it maybe a runner-up? But dude, the performance of the night there. He recovers so well from getting hit so fucking hard, dude. And that's
Tapology ranked it as best MMA fight of the year.
So it might have won fight of the year. I think it did.
It really might have been.
You need to be able to recover well versus someone like Michael Johnson, because if you stumble even the slightest, he's going to be on top of you. So having that quick recovery along with the range distance that he has in this one, he's going to be jabbing and teeping and kicking nasty in this fight. I really like him. I think Huber floats really well. I mean, when he strikes, he throws a 2. And the way he turns into his kicks, it's super clean and technical. I enjoy seeing stuff like that. It doesn't look stiff. It doesn't look, it looks natural and easy for him. I think this fight, winning this, could push him pretty high in the division. We've seen he could take a lot of shots, but can Michael Johnson at this age take a lot of shots? That's my worry. How much can he take at this age? If a head kick lands, dude, fuck. I'm clinching if it does. So I'm going to take Huber to win this one by decision. But I see there's definitely knockout potential in this one.
Yeah, man. And I was just looking at his topology. He hasn't fought in 18 pay-per-views. Man, he hasn't fought since Nah, that was 30. That was 300. Yeah, I was thinking like, yeah, that was 306. He fought at. It's been 12 pay-per-views since he's fought, man. Like, it's been a pretty long time. You feel me? I mean, like either way, I think the rest was definitely needed after taking that much damage in the Ribovics fight. That was only a split decision when he lost that, so it was a pretty close fight, most definitely. It's a banger. That's one fight you can, when you have a friend you want to put on in MMA, like that's the fight you show someone for sure to introduce them into MMA and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, man, moving on though, up the card. Second fight of the the fuck was that? Second fight of the pay-per-view. Got a legend in the almost feature bout, I should say. Yeah, I mean, one of the greatest featherweights of all time, the two division champion from Bellator, featherweight, lightweight champion, literally one of the greatest fighters to ever fight. It's just unfortunate that this will be his UFC run. He came in just way too late, man. Just turned 38 years old, cutting all that weight. At that point, the weight cut is the fight, not the fight itself. And like it's really difficult for him to try to get there and then try to have a high level performance versus Dan Ige, who's still only 33, man. So Dan's still young out here. I don't think Dan starts to teeter off to like 35. He still has a lot of power, hits really hard. Both these guys are like the same height. If Patricio is gonna win a fight, it will be this one. They're around the same size. I think his talent can trump his decline in athleticism. It's based off how talented, how skilled he is. And yeah, man, it's a close one, but I was gonna go with Danny Gay to win this fight. I think he's the better boxer. He's in his prime right now, and I think he'll hit harder. Make the case he's fought better competition, which how long he's been inside the UFC and stuff. But I think just we'll see how it goes. Patricio's a great fighter. Like I said, he's a legend. Should not be underestimated. If there's an MMA Hall of Fame, he definitely for shit sure be in it. First ballot. But I got Dan Ige in this one to win via decision.
I'm also taking Dan Ige to win this one by decision. Yeah, he's super strong. He's nasty in the pocket. We know he has the great boxing skills. It's timing and accuracy. It's that same thing that Ilya got. It's that timing and accuracy. And Ige's got that. And that's why he's one of the best boxers in the division. That's why he gave Diego Lopez so much trouble on short notice. And I mean, he was pretty damn close to winning that fight, in my opinion. I mean, Dan Ige is fucking nice, dude. There's always the chance to shut off the lights. I am taking him to win this one by decision. Pitbull, he's obviously super talented. I just don't think he's great at anything. And I know he's the BJJ black belt, so you'd say that. But I mean, it's just you got to get the fight there to do it. And he had so much trouble getting Yair down. That fight, he had a takedown in the fight. He had one nice moment in the fight. And Yair's a tough fight. I know. But there's just not much of submission threat with Pitbull, and the takedown threat. It's not scaring. It's not scaring me. He has to prove it in the UFC for me to give him credit in the UFC. It's not. I'm not gonna take all his accomplishments there and throw them into this because this is different. It's higher level competition. I mean, Dan Ige, for all we know, could be one of the greatest fucking fighters outside of the UFC. Because he's pretty darn good in the UFC.
Be the featherweight Bellator champion, like for real.
As good as Pitbull is, it scares me that he doesn't make any improvising, decisions mid-fight to change the way he's fighting, and he's just consistent on the way he's fighting. There's no problem solving in that Yair fight. I do expect to see him come out the gate very aggressive though and try and wrestle a lot. If it doesn't work, if the wrestling doesn't work early, I think he's screwed. But I think he comes out here and he chain wrestles. It gets him to the cage on the fence, working the single, work the double, and just find a way. And if he does get him down, he has a chance. But I'm gonna rock with Dan Ige on this one.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun fight. I think it will deliver. I think it's gonna be better than people anticipate. It's gonna be pretty high level, and I do think it's gonna really be a good one. No lie. Moving up the card, the feature bout. I actually really love this card. I mean, this fight in particular. They didn't talk much shit at the press conference. Surprisingly, they didn't say much of anything
I
really.
like that jacket D-Rod had at the press
It was
conference.
fire. Yeah, that shit was nice. And I like how like he tatted like his head because he went bald and shit. That's just fire. I like how like when dudes that can rock it, like that shit's fire when they can rock like that. Like Travis Barker did that, like that shit's fire. Yeah, man, like Kevin Holland, I think he's hitting his stride again, man. I think we're hitting another prime in Kevin Holland. I think he's still in his prime at 32, 32, 33. Now we're about to see the best Kevin Holland at 32, 33. Even at 33, he'll be smack dab in the middle of his prime. And I'm really excited to see how he's gonna look, man. I think at welterweight, that post fight interview with Joe Rogan, he just said with such conviction that he wanted to stay at 70 because he knows there's more money down here. More success brings more money, you know, and that's really all he's focused on right now. Getting the bag. This is like his 5th fight this year. He's trying to do like the COVID shit again, where he fought 5 times that year in 1 year. That is crazy. And you know, he's a fan favorite. People always love watching him fight. He's always on a pay-per-view. Literally always on a pay-per-view. If you go down to Stopology, they give him like performance of the night all the time. Like, you know, they give him so many bonuses. Because they love Kevin Holland. 10. He gets so many bonuses
10.
all the time. They love giving him bonuses. Because he's a fun fighter. He always fights. He's always consistent. And he always delivers, whether win or lose. He did a massive favor in that Hamzat fight. I think he got paid like $1 million behind the scenes, and he got a new contract after that, an upgrade in pay. When he took that fight at UFC 279, it's funny because these two were supposed to fight on that night, and Daniel Rodriguez was pulled to fight Li Jingliang, and he robbed Leech in that fight, and that's why the Leech never got to wear his suit to the press. It was just that whole car was just fucking crazy. UFC 270, that shit is so wild. That shit happened the night before the fight. That shit was so crazy. Hamzat was supposed to. They're really gonna let Nate Diaz fight Hamzat.
That was my first card, right?
Yes, it was.
Saw that shit. I was like, who are these two guys fighting?
They were gonna let Nate Diaz fight
card.
Hamzat Chimaev.
I heard of this Diaz guy. Who's this Ferguson guy? And everyone's saying he's a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just blabbing.
I was gonna say, like, what if they told Nate, like, Hamzat to miss weight? So, like, because they were gonna regret their decision just having that on live television. Like,
can't believe they had that on live television, dude.
I mean, they had Hamzat and Nate versus Tony, which is a way more even fight.
Dudes took a rest mid-round. Like,
yeah, he did. He's sitting.
I was watching that. I was, at Apex. I was chat on. I was watching that with Apex. That was the first fight me and him ever fucking seen. We're like, why is this dude sitting on the cage? Go fucking fight! That was such a funny night.
It sucked because, like, at least because UFC 280 was right after that, one of the greatest cards of all time, UFC 280. So it was cool, like, to see that really, like, play out for real. But I was gonna go with Kevin Holland to win this fight via second round submission. I think they're gonna be fighting. D-Rod's gonna get tired. He's getting older. He's getting, his gas tank is withering. And I think he's gonna get lazy, going for some grappling, thinking Kevin can't grapple. And I think he'll get guillotined in the second round.
Okay. Sheesh. I got Kevin Holland win this one. I think I'm gonna take him by a decision. Daniel Rodriguez, he's like a brawler. He's not like the mixed martial arts. Not like a traditional mixed martial artist or anything. He's just a brawler. He's a really good fighter. But he just doesn't have any high level technique that he's gonna bring to this fight. He didn't have it in the past. He's not gonna have it randomly here. Kevin Holland, on the other hand, he is a brawler, but he is a mixed martial artist, dude. He is fucking phenomenal at fighting. It's the passion and it's the mindset that holds him back. Sometimes Daniel Rodriguez wins these kind of fights, these little step up fights in competition, but not this one. I don't think anyone's picking him in this one, really. It's not a high level, like, durable guy like Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, you could hit. He's not going out like that. He's not no punk, bro. He has a great chin on him. The last time we really seen him get beat down, besides the Hamzat fight, was the Reiner de Ritter. we know he's pretty good now. He's the shit. So like that kind of makes a little sense why that happened.
And he was just way bigger than him. Like it was like a 30, 40-pound weight difference. He was way bigger than Kevin.
So yeah, I think the only way Kevin Holland loses is if Kevin Holland beats himself. You know what I mean? I take Kevin Holland to win this one by a decision.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I mean, going into the co-main event, let's just hope this happens. They were at the press conference. Let me ask you, why do you think he was shaking so much?
People think he was on something, but I mean, you can't really be on something. Maybe he had to take a piss, honestly.
It's just the way he was like, just really, just you could.
He
tell,
was. It looked
man.
like he was on
What
something,
the fuck is
but
going on?
you can't really be on something. You know what I mean? You're getting tested. You know, you're weight cutting, so you shouldn't be on anything. I don't know. It could have been the weight cut was getting to him. You know.
It could have been the way. Yeah, you're right, bro.
Maybe he was hot and he was sweating under that button up and he he's just hot. The fucking lights are on him and he was just maybe like I said he had to fucking take a piss and he's on stage and you can't just go take a piss when you're up there or some shit. So I don't know. I'm not gonna look too much into it until after the fact.
Yeah, man, because we know he pulled out in the fight before this. Obviously they just postponed it a little bit. So I hope it's not nothing medical and he's really like forcing himself to go through that, man, and then take damage from a world class like strike. You will not walk the same, especially not the next morning. But yeah, man, like it's unfortunate for Paulo Costa, the fan favorite. It's still a fan favorite. It was just better though when he was in the top 5, man, because he was a real player in the division, And you knew something was wrong when he came into the Marvin Vettori shit and he missed weight by like 20 pounds and they had to bump the fight to a light heavyweight fight from a middleweight fight. But yeah, man, like I just think for this, I think Roman Kopylov's the way better striker. This is gonna play out on the feet. Roman's way faster. Paulo hits hard, but I just think he looks so bad in the Sean Strickland fight, bruh. Especially the way Sean was able to overwhelm him at the end. He almost knocked out Robert Whittaker with that spinning heel kick, but he hasn't been like that. He hasn't landed a strike of that magnitude for a long time. That was flush. I was shocked Robert was able to recover from that. That shit was crazy because that was like literally flush on the chin. It was perfect. And like. But yeah, like we'll see, man. I just think Roman's the way better striker right now. He'll be faster. He's the more focused athlete, and I trust him more overall. So I'm gonna go with Roman Kopylov to win this fight, via decision. I don't think he finishes Paulo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. Paulo, I do think he's a good fighter. He's just not finishing fights, and he's the kind of guy who needs to finish fights to win. Well, I'm getting blurry over there. Ooh, okay. I think Costa's a technical fighter. I just don't think he's active enough to do what he needs to do to win fights. He lands great kicks. He has the what's inside to take down. I mean, you saw it in the Rockhold fight. The Rockhold fight was like what you have. That's Costa right there. I mean, he was going for takedowns, coming back up. He was just doing everything he needs to do in a fight. Honestly, it might be kind of like cliche to say this, but like Kopylov is like a full potential Paulo Costa. He really is. He's Paulo Costa with higher output. I mean, the kicks are beautiful. I'm pretty sure Kopylov is a southpaw. So I mean, shit, this fight might play out pretty similar to the Rockhold fight for all we know. But yeah, Costa just throws everything at 100%. He's not finishing fights. It's weird. So I don't know why it's like that. I always think Paulo Costa has a chance, but I'm gonna take Kopylov. I mean, he is just so slick. He is like the definition of a technical fighter. He lands great kicks. Entertaining. So I'm gonna take Kopylov. I've been pretty high on him for a while since I first saw him fight. I'm gonna take him. It's pretty hard to ever take Costa, but like you always want to root for him. So I am rooting for him, but I got to pick against him because yeah, that's my pick.
After the Israel. Oh no, you're fine, bro. I think it looks pretty good. It was just after the Israel fight, man. Like it came and it went so fast, and he never recovered. He never got another title shot after that. I just think he mentally was really, really fucked after the Israel Adesanya loss at UFC 253. That's how long that was ago. that was a super fight at the time. That was a mass fight. Two undefeated fighters in the main event. That shit was crazy. This Paulo had like a miniature record though at 13-0. It wasn't like he was like 18-0 and like no shit like that. It wasn't like that, you know. Like when Mobsar and Ilia Topuria were about to fight at UFC 270, I really can't tell you like who, because if Ilya doesn't knock out Mobsar, I think Mobsar can strike and wrestle with him. So it's like that fight was gonna be incredible, bro. Ilya versus Mobsar. The MMA gods intervened at UFC 270 because they weren't gonna let them fight yet. Maybe ever now. But moving on up the card to the main event, last fight of the night. Thank y'all so much for rocking with your boys. Gonna go ahead and get this done because I'm pretty tired and I do have to watch this fucking game. Fuck, I'm tired. So for the main event, Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. So last time I'll ever be able to break down the Dustin Poirier fight. So damn, man, it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It does suck a lot, but I'm happy for him. He can ride off into the sunset. He's gonna be famous, be rich, and he's earned every bit of it to enjoy it for the rest of his life. Just pray he never develops any brain damage or any CTE later in life, like some of the football players do when they leave the field a decade or so down the line. And yeah, man, like going into this one, obviously they fought 2 times. Dustin submitted Max in Max's debut. Max was like 20 years old. They had a rematch at UFC 236. Max rushed himself up to lightweight because Khabib he had it like it was like Ramadan or whatever. So Max stepped in for an interim title fight, trying to get 2 belts. He lost, but then put on the weight properly, and Dustin became interim champion that night. Now, that was 2019. Now, 6 years later, they're gonna run it back one more time for Dustin's last fight, you know. And right now they're both coming off losses. Dustin lost to Islam, and it was a great performance by him. Even though he lost the champion, it was a great performance. Islam walked away, calling Dustin a legend. And Max Holloway, obviously, he got knocked out by Ilia Topuria, but that was done at featherweight, and Max is knocking everyone out. He can maybe knock out with Dustin, you know? You never know. So going into this one, it's definitely pretty intriguing, man. It sucks because, you know, like the UFC, the way they're making it, they're going to make it where, like, either Max is going to go on a 2-fight losing streak by way of knockout, or Dustin's going to lose his retirement fight at home in front of his friends and family. But this is what they wanted, you know, they wanted a legend, and like, this is what they wanted, you know? So, yeah, man, like people can treat it like it's no big deal. But if Max loses 2 in a row by KO, it's just not going to be a good look for Holloway, especially going up in another division where these dudes hit harder. Like, what's going to be a good fight for Max? Like who's he going to fight next? Maybe Charles in a rematch? Like, Holloway versus Oliveira 2, maybe something like that.
Chandler.
But he could fight Chandler, yeah. I think he could fight Connor, low-key, or something like that. But in a rematch, you know. But still, so for this one, it's close, man. It is really close. No need to break down both fighters but we all know what these dudes do. They're great boxers, great strikers. Both are fairly well-rounded. I was gonna go with Dustin Poirier, man. I was gonna go with Dustin and win his last fight, man. I think he's gonna do it. He's 36 years old. I get it, but he's still really durable. When they fought the last time, Dustin put a beating on him just off the boxing and the pressure. I think it's gonna be really hard to beat Dustin in his last fight in Louisiana. He's in phenomenal shape. It's not a situation where he's trying to half-ass it for a paycheck and leave. Also, the show and the win money is good enough inspiration to want to come and get the last win of your career. Like, you know, get that last bag on the way out the door. Most definitely. And yeah, man, I know he's just really excited to move on with his life, right off into the sunset, see what's next for life, raise his family, like I said, be rich and famous for the rest of his life. And yeah, man, like I do think that he's gonna win the fight. I think he can knock him out. He won't be like a KO. KO, I think it'll be like a 4th round TKO. I was gonna go with Dustin Poirier to win the fight via 4th round TKO. It's gonna be a war in the first 3 rounds. They're boxers. They're gonna come out and strike, really put a beating on each other. But I think Dustin's gonna take over, and with the pressure and the pace, and I think he's gonna hit harder. So I got Dustin Poirier to win the fight via 4th round TKO, and his retirement fight at the UFC 318.
Listen, there's a lot of poetry behind this fight. I mean, this Dustin's retirement fight. He's supposed to win. Dustin's win-loss streak. He's supposed to win. Max Holloway in trilogy fights. He's supposed to lose. There's a lot to it. But for me, dude, it just Max is still the guy. You know what I mean? He's still the guy that you have at the top of 2 divisions. He's really the top of right now. I mean, and he still has so much fire under him. He's still saying he wants that Ilya rematch. You gotta have some big fucking balls to still want to fight Ilya Taporia after all that he's doing. And you put Max Holloway against all these dudes. I mean, he's gonna run through them, dude. He's just so in this fight, Max is the much quicker fighter. And he's going to have a way higher output than Dustin Poirier. Dustin has slowed down a lot over his career, and it's very evident. You've seen it in the fights. He had a great performance against Islam. It's Islam, so it's what he's done was impressive. He was standing there boxing as he should have. He had the takedown threat he had to worry about. The Benoit Saint Denis fight, dude. Dustin. I'm glad he got that knockout because that was a fucking
crazy,
nasty performance, dude. I was not happy with that performance. Jumping guillotine, being hard-headed like that. You can't be doing that, dude. You're ignoring your coaches and shit. I know you're just having fun out there because you can. Clearly you can because he knocked him the fuck out. I picked Dustin in that fight too. But dude, it's I just like Max everywhere in this fight. I don't think Dustin's going to try and take him down. I could see some clinch work. The jump the gilly sub shit. I don't see how he's going to get Max's head in that range to even jump a guillotine. I don't think Dustin's going to. The only fight I see, only way I see either of them on the ground is someone gets, stunned and trips and, ends up on the ground. And, there's a little bit of, grappling there. Maybe there's a chance. I know Dustin's very dangerous, but it seems like he's more of a counter striker at this point in his career. And Max is just stick and move. He's very fucking quick. Dustin he makes a lot of technical mistakes sometimes. And I think Dustin's very good. I think he's very good. He backs up. He's in the weird fucking shit. Max lands clean 1-2s, dude. Clean fucking 1-2s. He is not a dude. I saw someone online, a few people were saying they might not go all out. They're gonna have one of those friendly fights.
Nah.
I saw Guru. I think it was Guru saying they're gonna point at each other when they stun each other. If anything, Dustin will do that shit. Max Holloway is coming for fucking blood. He put Justin Gaethje out fucking cold, dude. He put Korean Zombie out fucking. He put Korean Zombie out fucking cold in his retirement fight. He don't give a fuck you're retiring. Max Holloway is coming for blood, dude. There's a reason he's the BMF champion. He is literally the baddest motherfucker. I know Ilya beat him. Ilya's a fucking anomaly at this point. The thing is, I just can't pick Dustin. His output's too low. His output's too low at this point in the career. He's gonna have to catch a counter. And Max is just quick. And Max is ready for these 5 rounds. I have this one going for a Max decision, maybe a late TKO. I'm not saying Dustin can't get knocked out. I think, Max hits fucking hard too, dude. You got to give him his respect. He's been to a lot of decisions, but he hits fucking hard.
I think if they go blow for blow in the pocket, though, I do think that Dustin's gonna definitely show the power for sure. And he's used to getting hit at that weight class. And Max is the one coming off a KO, man. That was what, in October? I get it. It was a little bit ago, but
yes, but I'm not worried about Max getting knocked out. I put that knockout to the side. I'm not saying that Dustin doesn't possess the power, because he definitely does, and there's definitely a chance of knockout. I'm not worried about Max getting knocked out. If it happens, it definitely happens. That's not what I'm worried about. I'd be more worried about Max getting fucking just outclassed like he did in the last 2 fights, with Dustin. That's what I'd be more worried about. But Dustin isn't the same Dustin, and Max, I feel like Max is better than the old Max, and Dustin is worse than the old Dustin. So that's my problem with it. And Max is in great shape now at lightweight. He's not just a fat lightweight, you know.
But Max is taking a lot of damage too. You know, he's been here since he was 20 years old. He has the most significant strikes absorbed. You know, like
I wouldn't put too much stock into him getting knocked out by Ilya, dude. I really wouldn't. He got caught clean. It's not like he got fucked up for 5 rounds, brutally left the cage looking like, you know, just like some crazy shit, you know, like his face butchered and shit. He got caught clean on the chin, you know. It happens. He recovered. When was that fight, dude?
UFC
8 months ago, bro. 8 months ago was plenty of time to recover, dude. I'm taking Max Holloway to win this one by a decision.
Yeah, man, I got DP, man, and this last time walking into the octagon, walking out with both bags. I mean, I think if he sees he's going down, I just think he's gonna put the fucking pressure on, man, and really try to like kill. I just think it's gonna be a test of wills. It's still a BMF fight at the end of the day. They're gonna hurt each other, man, and I just hope Poirier gets it done, man, for his last one. So, but I think he can stylistically win it too, of course. But that's it from me on this evening. I want to thank y'all again so much for joining us. The boy Last Ran, Luis, everyone in the chat, Better, most definitely. Thank y'all so much for joining us, yo. Like, y'all were great. Gonna start going live more often. I got this new computer, so when Nikki's not here, I can go live by myself now and really run the show a little bit more. Like how y'all saw me doing tonight, checking the rankings and all that. So definitely check us back more. Might start doing some late night post reactions to the pay-per-views if they're crazy enough. Definitely want to start doing that. I really want to start doing that more this year. But I'm just really tired right now, and I gotta go watch the damn basketball game. So thank y'all so much for joining us. That's it for me, Nikki, unless you got anything.
That's it for me. Let's go throw some down dinner and have a good night. That's it.
Y'all have a nice one, man. Most definitely. Shout out to all the boys who joined. Dana Blanco was the first one, most def. God bless y'all and good night. Have a great one.
Subscribe while you're here, guys. Good night.
And like the stream, please do. Put notifications on. I always want y'all here when we go live. Anytime we do, please do.